Hello, hello, hi, hi, folks. Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday, in hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving. In hopes that you spent it with fam bam or people that you care about and people that care about you. It's got to be both ways, you know what I mean? And in hopes that you stuffed your face and weren't worried about much. Hopefully you enjoyed a good meal. um, every year that I've been doing a live, I've done a Thanksgiving live, and I feel like this Thanksgiving is no different, right? So I have so much to be grateful for. I woke up today and I prayed, and I was going through a list of things to be grateful for, and I just couldn't stop. Just kept going and going. Just to give you an idea, 4 years ago, 4 years ago on Thanksgiving, I was in Michigan, and I remember that I really didn't want to be there. You know, it was a great night, it was a great feast, but I just didn't want to be there anymore. I mean, I've talked about the year before even, but 4 years ago I was in Michigan, not my own place, obviously. Then 2019 Thanksgiving, I come back to Cali and don't have my own place. And 2020 Thanksgiving, I don't have my own place, right? And 2021, last year, is the first year that I had Thanksgiving at my own place. And this year was the first year that I had Thanksgiving at my place with my parents and just the three of us since 2014. Yeah, since 2014, I haven't had my own place. So just to be able to have this beautiful apartment, this beautiful place, and I am so blessed beyond anything to have my own roof. And I know it's tough for so many folks, and I can tell you that I am not a stranger to tough times. That's why it makes it so much more meaningful to me. I've talked about this before. I don't know why we wait till Thanksgiving to make like this such a big deal about everything we're grateful for and not do it every day. But every day should be Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day should be a day that you go over all the stuff you've collected over the year to be grateful for and thankful for. But I mean, there's a gazillion things to be thankful for every day, right? I mean, I was thankful for my health. I was thankful for, you know, bills are paid, that there's money in the bank account. I'm grateful I have this beautiful apartment. I'm grateful that I opened the fridge. It's my own food. I don't have to worry about somebody else's food, and that was a tough thing for me for a while when I was obviously when I was in Michigan, and so there's so much to be thankful for, and I feel like today is a day that you actually spend time bringing out those things out of you. Like you spend time thinking about the things you're grateful for, even if it's for 2 minutes, right? But you do that on a day like today. And if I could recommend, if I were to suggest, I would recommend you treat every day like Thanksgiving. Now, I don't mean like every day sit down and have a turkey and two hams and, three pies. But I mean, to treat every day like a Thanksgiving, so that you actually give thanks and and your grace, and you share what you're grateful for every day. You wake up with things you're grateful for, you know. You go to bed with things you're grateful for. You know, I mean, it makes a big difference. I can tell you that personal experience. You know, you go through a tough time, and I've talked about this many times in my lives before. You go through a tough time, through a challenging time, you hit a brick wall, you hit a couple of tough speed bumps, and all of a sudden, everything else that you've been grateful for is on shaky grounds. Have you felt that way before? Things go wrong, and then you start doubting everything, right? You kind of lose track of the history, the evidence of all the stuff you should be grateful for. Like something goes wrong, and it's just, right? And it shouldn't be like that. You know, I understand things, and listen to me. If you've if you've watched any of my lives, you definitely know stuff about my life. If you haven't, and you're new, welcome, welcome. But I am no stranger to really, really difficult times, like really difficult times. I've had rock bottom twice, and you know, I've had some rough times, right? So when I share this with you, it's not like I read it in a book or watched it on TV and I'm sharing it with you. It's coming from personal experience. It makes a big difference when you're grateful, even in the roughest, toughest times. I did a live on this a while back, a couple months ago maybe. There was a time in my life that I had my home. I was living in my home, but you know, $900,000 house, and I didn't have electricity or water for 3 days. I had a dollar bill to my name for 6 weeks, and I've done a whole live on that. I have it in front of me, right? I always have that dollar bill in front of me, so I can stare at it, if you right, at times. So as you're joining me live, let me know you're here. I don't always know like who's here, who's not here. So I see like people come in and go, but I don't know who comes and goes unless you comment. So, you know, if you want to comment, then I can say, hey, hey, hey. But yeah, so it makes a difference to be grateful in the right, because look, everybody is like grateful in the good times. Like that's not that hard. How hard is that? Like when everything's going great, you're like, oh man, everything's great, going great, I'm so blessed. That's like not that hard. When everything's going like to the dumpster, you know, praising then, that's a challenge right there. Like everything's going haywire, you're like, I'm blessed, I'm grateful, you know, I put my trust in Him. It makes a big difference to be grateful in the tough times. And it makes a big difference even to be reminded of the little things you're grateful for. Like I said, for example, when the fact that I opened the fridge and I can have my own soft drink in there, or I can have my own food in there. Nobody bought that food. Nobody put it in there. I did it, right? It's mine. The roof above my head, my health, my clothes, just everything, right? So there's all these little things we can be grateful for, but I feel like, well, one, Thanksgiving once a year, we find that, you know, every holiday, it brings out something, right? Like Christmas brings out the Christmas spirit, and you got the Christmas tree, and you got, you know, all that. It brings that out, right? And then you're all reminded that, you know, Christmas, somebody's very special birthday. So you're reminded of that, right? Then February comes, you're like, you're reminded to tell the person you're with you love them. Forget about the whole year, it's just February, right? So every holiday brings out something. Halloween comes, Well, we know, right? Thanksgiving comes, you're reminded of all this stuff to be thankful for. I'm asking you to treat every day like Thanksgiving. I say this every year. Every day should be Thanksgiving. Not that you stuff your face, but every day should be just a couple things you're thankful for. I don't. I don't think that's a lot. I don't think that's a lot, and I feel like it'll make a big difference in your year. I recommend. Um, we've talked about this in gazillion lives before. I recommend you share your thoughts with your creator, and let him, it, whatever you believe in, know that, hey, I'm grateful, I'm thankful for this two things. You guys know that I have a gratitude jar. So some of you know, some of you may be new to my lives. So I have a gratitude jar, and every year I have a word of the year that I write on the gratitude jar, and I've showed this before, and I have a 3x5 card, right? And I write, at the end of the day, I write down what I was grateful for that day. And I do it for every month, right? So, and then what I do is paper clip every month, and, you know, and I put it in the jar. Here's another one. I don't know what month is that? March 2021, right? So, because this is actually, I can fit two in here. This for last year was growth. So, gratitude jar. So every night before I go to bed, before I shut down the office, if you would, I write down what I have been grateful for that day, fold it, put it in here, and boom. So what I'm sharing with you is not only it reminds me what kind of popped out in my day that I could be grateful for, but it also kind of gives me that practice to do that every day, not just for Thanksgiving. So I think it makes a big difference. I wanted to share some of the things I was thankful for. There's I literally could do it like a 3 hour live on this, especially this year. I'm just so grateful for so many things. But if I were to leave you with one thought, and that would be just take a couple minutes every day to treat it like Thanksgiving, and give your thanks every day. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful day, had some great food, spent it with people who love you and you love. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments below, your feedback. Hey, share pictures of what you ate. If you want to, drop pictures of your food down below. I appreciate you guys. And if you feel like this was worthy of sharing, tag, share, do what you got to do. And until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.